One of the simplest building blocks before we can make a balanced symbol equation is being able to write word equations and understanding what equations actually are and what they show. Equations show what happens in chemical reactions, and they show the things that you start with and the things that you finish with in reaction. The things that you start with are shown on the left-hand side. We call those the reactants because they're the things that react together. And then we use an arrow to show that it goes from this to the things that we make, and we call the things we make the products. A product is something that you make. It's really important that you only ever have one arrow, and that arrow is the center point of your equation. Everything on the left of it is what you start with, everything on the right of it is what you finish with. So it's really simple. And then when you have multiple things, you put pluses between them. So I'm going to go for a really common reaction, which is what happens in Bunsen burners. The gas is called methane. And when you burn it, you're reacting it with the oxygen in the air. So we're going to put methane plus oxygen. That shows that the two reactants are methane and oxygen, and they are reacting together, they're adding together. Then I put my arrow to show that it's going to make something, and this reaction makes carbon dioxide and water. You don't see water pouring out of a Bunsen burner because the water it makes is steam, it's a gas because it's really hot. This reaction gives off a lot of energy, that's why you see that flame. So there we go, reactants make products, and quite a lot of reactions, probably most reactions that you see, have two reactants that react together and they make two different products. And carbon dioxide and water are actually really common examples of things that get made as products. They're quite common. However, you can get reactions where you start with just one reactant and you make multiple products. So that's one thing that breaks down. So an example of that is a thermal decomposition. So if you had calcium carbonate, which is limestone or marble, and if you heated that, it doesn't need anything to react with, it would just react itself and it would break down and it would make calcium oxide, which is another solid, and it would give off carbon dioxide gas. So I show that calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. You could also have reactions where you have two reactants that join together and make just one product. So a common example of that is if you burn hydrogen. So burning is always reacting it with the oxygen in the air, so hydrogen plus oxygen. And those two would react together to just make water. So there you go, that's how to make word equations. Dead simple, make sure you just have one arrow in the middle.